So we just got the brand new Pokemon Presents for Pokemon Day 2023, and there wasn't too much revealed. I'm going to kind of go over my thoughts about it here, but overall, I am a little bit underwhelmed. I'm going to just kind of quick fire what was announced in the beginning and just talk about the highlights, in my opinion, and focus mostly on that. So they did start off kind of talking about the World Championship for the Pokemon TCG, which is great if you play the game. I personally don't play it, so it didn't really do much for me, but good for the people who are into that. They revealed some cool new artwork in regards to it, and then they transitioned over into this premium, it looks like a brand new kind of board game that's based off the trading card game. I'm actually not even sure if it's just a premium version of the trading card game. You get like these very unique set of cards from the OG set. You get this really cool board that kind of opens up, and it almost reminds me of like a suitcase. I think they were carrying it around at some point as one. But it's supposed to cost $275, so that's really if you're a die-hard Pokemon TCG fan and you really like to play the games like that. So if that's down your alley, good for you. But again, didn't really didn't really do it for me. Going into it for me, I was primarily focused on the video game, so that's why a lot of these things just didn't hit home for me. Then we got an announcement for a new Netflix show called Pokemon Concierge, and it looks pretty cute. It's going to be stop motion animation, which is really neat. And I'm obviously going to watch it, but again, it didn't blow me away. It's a very small announcement, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else it's going to be about, but they just showed a very small snippet of a Psyduck and the trainer next to them. So when we get more information, I guess I'll look into it a little bit more. After that, we finally got into the video games, but a lot of them were just mobile games for the most part. They did cover Pokemon Unite as they typically do. They announced that Zacian is going to be a new character or a new playable Pokemon in the game, so that's cool. Unfortunately for me, I used to play League of Legends a lot back in the day, and now I'm just a little bit over the whole MOBA scene. I tried Pokemon Unite. It's very neat, and I wish it came out when I was in college. I would probably be playing it a lot more, but not really too into that. They announced that the Paldea starters are coming into the Pokemon Cafe Remix game, and the best part about this game, in my opinion, is the art style. I think it's absolutely adorable, and I love every time they kind of show new Pokemon coming into this game. Besides that, not too much else to say. Oh, they're having a new Greninja costume, which looks neat. He's like a Chef Greninja. After that, they went into Pokemon Masters EX a little bit more. There's some sort of championship event going on with all the champions from the Galar region, or the champion himself and then sub-champions, I think they called them. It's basically the other trainers that you've faced off in the game, your rivals essentially. So they're going to be playing a big part as well. You get 3,000 free gems, and I think you're able to get up to 100 sync pairs. I'm not sure if it's random. It's probably going to be random. They're not going to give you just the 5-star sync pairs for free. But I think you get up to 100 of them if I'm remembering correctly. Then we got into the meat of the presentation, right? What everyone was waiting for. The 5-minute long segment, which was the longest segment of any part of this whole Presents. And it was Pokemon Sleep. Essentially a glorified sleeping monitor with a Pokemon skin over it. I guess, it's safe to say that a lot of people weren't expecting this much focus on it, since you literally play it by going to sleep. There's not really much else to it. And they announced this years ago, so it's kind of funny to me that they're just now bringing it up again to announce it or officially, and they're still saying it's coming out in later this year, so it's not even anywhere near release. So I don't know. I don't think they needed to spend 5 minutes on it, the most amount out of any other part of the whole Presents. I'm probably going to try it out once, use it for 1 night worth of sleep, and probably not touch it ever again. They also announced the little Pokemon Go Plus edition, It's like that little Pokeball walker thing that you use for Pokemon Go, and you're able to use it for Pokemon Sleep here. And there's like a Pikachu sound that comes out of it, and it could like sing you lullabies, which is kind of cute, but at the same time kind of weird. I don't know who would really want to hear a lullaby from Pikachu, but you know what, to each their own. Another really quick thing is that they did announce that Gimmighoul is going to be able to be transferred from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet to Pokemon Go, or rather from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, or both ways. I'm actually not sure. I think you could transfer them both ways at this point, but the whole idea behind it is that you can get the Gimmighoul without the chest to come into your Scarlet and Violet game, because before this you were not able to do it. You could only get Gimmighoul with the chest. Then we approached the end of the presents, and we're finally getting into Scarlet and Violet information. So they announced new Terra Raid battles with 2 brand new Paradox Pokemon. We got the Suicune kind of Paradox Pokemon, which is called Walking Wake. This is a dragon and water type Pokemon. It looks pretty cool. It walks on its back hind feet, kind of like a little velociraptor looking thing. And the other Paradox Pokemon we got was Virizion. And the Paradox Virizion's name is Iron Leaves. So they're sticking with that whole iron name scheme, which it doesn't do it for me. I've been saying that this whole video, it doesn't do it for me. I wish they did a little bit more than just, you know, the first half of the name for these futuristic Paradox Pokemon is always iron. I feel like they could have been a little bit more creative with that, because the Paradox Pokemon names for Scarlet are a lot cooler in my opinion. So those 2 Terra Raid battles for those 2 Pokemon should be available later today, if not already. So if you're ready to go catch them, you can go jump in the game and fight them. And then they finally brought up the thing that we've been waiting for, and that is Scarlet and Violet DLC. We're getting 2 DLC packs similarly to what we got with Sword and Shield. The part 1 is going to be the Teal Mask DLC pack, and part 2 is going to be the Indigo Disc. And there's different new Pokemon associated with each different DLC pack. We're going to get older Pokemon returning that weren't available in the base game for Scarlet and Violet, which is cool. So again, it's very, very similar to what we got for Sword and Shield DLC. The only thing with this is I wish they announced more, for this DLC pack, because we essentially just got a couple of still images, like concept art, kind of, well, finalized art, not really concept art, of what we can expect, and some new official artwork of the new Pokemon coming in. I wish we got a little bit of like gameplay footage or something like that, but I understand it's a little too early. But at the end of the day, that was like the hypest reveal, and it wasn't really that much to go off of. I'll be honest, I was one of those people that was really expecting to see the original, Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow coming out on NSO, or even like a release date for Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 on the NSO expansion pack, but we didn't get any of that. I don't think I'm alone in saying this, but this Pokemon Presents was a little bit disappointing. I wish there was more revealed, or at least in more depth. And the fact that they decided to dedicate the most amount of time to Pokemon Sleep versus even like the Scarlet and Violet DLC announcement is very odd to me. It's pretty baffling. But that's all that was announced. Let me know in the comments below what you're interested in. Are you going to be picking up Pokemon Sleep when it comes out? Are you going to be playing any of the new mobile games? Are you excited for Scarlet and Violet DLC? Oh, one last thing before we go. Please tell me I'm not the only one who thought that Pikachu animatronic was just staring into my soul. That was like weird. There was like this weird uncanny valley feeling of looking at the Pikachu, because it didn't quite look realistic as to the point where it's like, oh my god, it's a real life Pikachu. You could tell that thing is not real. It's like a robot, and it looked kind of cute, but at the same time it looked kind of terrifying. So let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about that. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.